Alright, so what's good, guys? I'm gonna make a video about how to get better with your aim, just for people starting off, or for even people who are stagnant in their gameplay, or whatever the case, because you can always get better. Go firing range. So before you start even like shooting any gun, you gotta make sure that you're on a sense that you like, or like you're comfortable with. So I mean, my sense might not be for you, but you're gonna need to try out like a whole bunch of sensitivities, see what you like, and go from there. It's all personal preference, the way a sensitivity feels, what it does to the guns you're using and whatnot. Like, my sense isn't gonna just immediately turn your aim into mine. Should be pretty self-explanatory. What I did when I first started the game was I looked at a variety of content creators, looked at what they were using, tried them out. Whichever one was the one I liked the most, I kept it, and then as I used it over time, I tweaked it to my own liking, which is what you've got to do, because sensitivity, again, it's all personal. You can't just take someone else's sense. Their sense has been fine tweaked for their thumb, like mine has been fine tweaked for my thumb. And I'd say once you get a sensitivity, you gotta learn the recoil pattern of a gun first. The way I did it when I first started the game, I just have a gun. I don't know, you could use whatever optic, but me, I always pick the 4X. It's the hardest sight to recoil on the game. So if you're able to beam with a 4X, you'll be able to beam with any other sight, because the 4X is the hardest. Maybe at the start you won't want to do the 4X and work your way up. Maybe start with a 2X. But yeah, same principle. So you start and you just shoot the gun and you let the recoil pattern play out. So you see it goes up left, then slightly to the right, up left again, up left to the right, up left to the right. And then I'm gonna control it, or try to control it. You go in the opposite direction of the pattern to control it. So it goes up left to the right. I mean, I don't know why it didn't go to the right at the end there, but it's a little bit RNG. See, up left to the right, up left to the right. Best way to practice a standing recoil for like a beginner is to shoot it back here. It's the best way to measure how good you're getting with it. This is like a 108 meters on a decently big target. what I'm doing here doesn't just apply to the Flatline as well, it applies to any other gun. .301, that's like a question mark. I just hold down left for the most part. And yeah, vice versa, you can do that for any gun. That's like a beginner level. If you've literally just picked up the game, like this is what I did. When I picked up the game and I didn't know about how any gun functioned, I just started with the basics. Looked at the recoil pattern, focused on controlling the recoil pattern. There's stuff like recoil smoothing. I mean, it looks good, but I don't rely on recoil smoothing on its own. Like, what I do now is I just strafe and I control the recoil pattern at the same time. It works good for me. But yeah, whenever I shoot, I have like a routine of when I shoot. Controlling the Flatline, I'll move. I always make sure I'm moving with the left stick at like a maximum speed before I try and shoot and control the recoil. It's much easier to do when you're strafing than static, standing still. I mean, that's standing still. The numbers look good, but it's not like, it's nowhere near as straight. It's bouncing around a lot. When I'm strafing, barely any bounce. If that's in game, I'll be able to easily just laser beam someone. Typically with a gun like the Flatline, because the first bullets you're controlling down to the right, starting off with a strafe to the left will help you out. Strafe to the left, then strafe to the right, then strafe to the left. Pretty good for beginner. I'd say for recoil control, the easy mode practice, you want to just sit here and shoot this back target. It's not easy, but like it's the first stage of practice. Then you want to work on being able to kill this target, kind of like how I just killed it. Like 10, 11 bullets, just completely beam it. Then the hard mode, which is what I do sometimes, I'll go back here and shoot like this. Just beam them from really far away. Well, you see, even my aim isn't perfect. And if you really want to make it hard, you put on 0.4 when you practice. A good mentality to have is the harder you make it in the range, the better you'll be in game. Because if you're beaming at this range with 0.4, it'll be easy to beam in game with 0.6. Yeah, as far as like my Flatline shot, that's all I've really done. I worked out the recoil pattern. I practiced, and then I figured out how strafing can help my shot as well, make it way more consistent. And I've been doing that for like the better part of 5 seasons, 6 seasons. So it's just practice. For your overall aim, like there's other parts to aim other than just recoil control. You've got like target acquisitioning and tracking. I would just work on this, tapping targets. Being comfortable with something like this, it just all plays into you being comfortable with your sense. Once you're comfortable with your sense and you can manipulate it however you want, it just makes you better. Like, you're better at this game. It all feeds into being able to find a ranked team, being able to win games, find teammates, because people will want to play with you if you're good. So whenever people ask me how did I find good teammates in this game, I was a solo queuer in like season 8, split 1. I got to masters and then I just sat in the range and got better. Got better because sitting there solo queuing ranked isn't really going to do anything. I'd rather just sit here and work on my mechanics. But yeah, stuff like this. So work on your left and right side strafe. Don't be one of those players who can just do one thing. If you find a weakness in your game, try and work on it. And yeah. Like, I just got on, so I'm a bit rusty, but you see the idea. There's loads of different things you can do with this. You can tap that. You can go way further back and tap them. You can try and do the challenge. You can just vary it. I used to do this all the time when the game would annoy me. I would just come in here and put music on. For a SMG, this is pretty much all I do. Just try and do that. Obviously it's a car, it's not as good at that range.
I'm out of heavy ammo.
But yeah, the stuff that I've showed is pretty much what I do. Oh yeah, and there's scout action for your aim. I guess scout action will help for quick target acquisition. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, I'll be free to answer them in the comments. I don't mind. Try and help people out. It's my first like informative video, so I tried my best to explain. I can do other things like explain how to use Legends abilities. Just let me know what you guys want. And peace.